Hi, everybody. This is Shelley's Everyday Adventures. Um, I live in Maryland, close to the Pennsylvania border, and we just got a little bit of news here. It happened around 2 o'clock, and it's almost 7 here now, and it's August. Got to take a look at my calendar. It's August 30th. And the news that we got was a Martin's potato roll factory had a building collapse. They've been doing some building on their warehouse. And it says it's in Chambersburg, Pennsylvania, which is a couple hours from me. Wall collapses shortly after 2 p.m. today. The wall was 25 by 50 foot and it was solid concrete. The wall came down just as storms were rolling in. I don't know if you guys have heard, but there have been a lot of storms in Michigan, Pennsylvania. They've been rolling through. I did a little research. At one point, over 1 million people were without electricity. Have you thought about what you would do if you didn't have electricity for longer than a day or so? Just a question. So just as the storms were hitting, the wall fell, and they are missing one construction worker. And it's the Martin's brand potato roll factory. So that's one thing I wanted to bring to you. And the other was I was doing a little research just on news, on food news, and I came across this article in the Sacramento Bee for Sacramento, California. It's their government in California has set up. They did pass a bill. They're sending it to the governor to sign. It is a fast food labor council, which would basically set the pay scale for fast food workers and workplace standards for the entire industry. And this would be fast food chains of over 100 that have at least over 100 locations nationwide. Okay, so what this does is it takes the choice away from the franchise owners, the business owners, of how much they're going to pay and what their standards are. Now, I'm not sure if I have to tell you this, or if you're aware of it or not, but California has some of the strictest laws protecting their workers. So instead of trying to enforce some of the stricter laws that they have decided to set up a fast food labor council. Now, it will consist of some restaurants, entrepreneurs, and different things, but the point here is it takes the power away from the business and puts it in government hands, which I find scary, to say the least. Let's see. Fast food companies say the bill will create higher food prices, noting that California already has strict worker protections, and establishing this commission is a power overstep. This bill creates unworkable standards for business owners and unaffordable prices for customers already suffering from high interest and inflation and stuff like that. So they're saying that that's going to be a problem. Now, also, it did say in the bill, it will negotiate pay and industry standards for businesses, fast food chains, with at least 100 locations nationwide, and cap any minimum wage increase at $22 an hour. Wow. So as a small business owner, I can tell you that's going to be very difficult for people in California. And I don't know how far that will go, but I thought it was interesting. And then one of the other interesting things that I found, I wanted to ask you, have you been thinking about winter? Have you been thinking about what you're going to do if you don't have electricity, or if you don't have fuel, you don't have any oil, if you burn oil? Have you thought about any backups and backups for your backups? My husband is an HVAC man. That's heating, air conditioning, and ventilation. And he used to go out in the field. He would take a van and go out and fix people's heaters. And in the winter, it seemed like they broke down right at the worst time. They always broke down on the coldest day of the winter. and he would have to go out at midnight, 1 o'clock to work on these heaters, which he didn't really have a problem with. It's a job, and he was fine with that. But he didn't understand, why don't people have a backup heat source? That way, you're going to be waiting who knows how long for a technician to come out. So, SHTF and emergencies are not just about the world collapsing. It could be about your heater going out, and they don't at this time in our lives, and we don't have people working like they used to be working, and they don't have enough people to send out, and it may take longer than normal to get a technician out to fix your heater. Do you have a backup? You need to consider that, because one of the top headlines is Europe is facing a difficult winter as prices soar. I believe the price soaring is going to happen here as well. I don't know when. I don't have a crystal ball, but I believe the whole world is in trouble right now. We have areas of severe drought. We have areas of severe flooding. Everything is extreme. We have one extreme to the next, and then we're running out of things. So we need to consider and try to anticipate exactly what we may need in the future so that we can prepare for that. That's what we as preppers do, and that's what I've always done. As I didn't consider myself a prepper in the beginning. I was just fresh out of high school and married, and to me it was just okay. So when I go to the grocery store, I have this much money. I need to make sure I have enough food to last till next payday. So you planned it out. To me, that's prepping. That's prepping for, what if there's a shortage of money or whatever. Then I started building up my preps, because I thought, well, what if something happens and my husband doesn't have a job? He did go out. He was out of work for 6 months at one point when our daughter was young, and it was kind of tough, but I had stuff put back. So SHTF can mean a lot of things to a lot of different people. I'm just saying, think about the things that could happen and try to, have a backup plan and know what you're going to do. I just can't stress how important that is at this time in our lives, in this world, and the way things are going. So, okay, I don't know what else to say, but I hope everyone has a wonderful week. I will see you tomorrow. This is Shelly's Everyday Adventures. Please like, share, and subscribe if you liked my videos. Thank you, and have a wonderful day.